Hello everybody, what is going on my dudes? Welcome to another RuneScape news coverage video. For this video we're going to talk about Skilling Offhands from the game jam. So without any further ado, let's jump right into the video. Let's go!
Cats is the illest. What you talking about, Willis?
Alright guys, this was actually from last week's live stream, finally got around to doing it, but this is actually presented by mod Shauny. That's what he was working on for the EpicJam this year. So, we got Skilling Offhands. So what are they? They're an item that's obviously going to be in your offhand slots, and they'll have unique abilities with each one. They can also be augmented, so it's going to be a way to train your invention skill with other skills that currently don't have invention tools. They also work with the skills that already have invention tools, so you just get a couple added perks to your skilling, which is definitely nice. So we're going to touch on 3 different skilling offhands for this video. The first one we're going to talk about is the sacrifice offhand. The way it works is you will lose 1% HP every time you fish, you woodcut, you mine, etc. or gain like double progress when smithing. And for every 10% HP that you have lost, you will gain 1% chance to gather for divination, thieving, fishing, woodcutting, and hunter. You also get +1 damage when mining and a 1% chance to double your smithing progress. So obviously for maximum benefits you want to keep your HP as low as possible, adding a bit of a risk and reward to skilling. In addition to this, you have a 4% chance when you're already down to 10% HP to instantly gather an item. And lastly, you have a 20% chance when you're at 10% health to not lose 30 seconds from your familiar timer. So I can see this being a very powerful offhand, making it one that a lot of people are going to want to get. Moving on, we have the elemental offhand. Now whenever you're skilling, there's a chance that it will activate, and doing so will turn you into one of 4 different elementals for 30 seconds. If it turns you into an air elemental, you have a chance to instantly gather whatever materials you're collecting. If it turns you into a fire elemental, it will destroy the items, but you'll gain 20% more XP. If it's an earth elemental, it'll bind you in place, but you gain 10% more XP. You can use freedom to get out of the bind. And finally, if you're a water elemental, for the duration, you will not lose prayer, summoning points, or invention charges. So that one's a lot more volatile. You don't really get to choose what elemental you become, but it's interesting to see and may change up your playstyle when using that offhand. The final offhand we're going to talk about for this video is the destruction offhand. Whenever you're using this, there's a chance that it will destroy the items that you're gathering, lasting for 5 seconds each proc. In addition, each time it does go off, you gain a stack for a maximum of 10 stacks. Each stack gives you a greater chance to destroy an item and net you more XP. In addition to all that, whenever you destroy an item, there's an additional chance that item can be converted to coins as if you used low alchemy on it. So there are more offhands being developed, but those are the 3 that were shown off on the stream. And they do say that there is a design on how to get these items, but they are not that far into development just yet. So we're going to have to wait and see if this really picks up, how that's going to play out in terms of creating or making or getting your hands on these items. Whatever they decide on, it is going to be top-end skilling, so I imagine it's going to require a decent amount of inputs from the player's end to create these items, or get your hands on them however that may be. The last thing I want to touch on is that the skilling endgame offhand, the catalyst that you get from the end of that quest, will be augmentable as well with this update. So you can add perks to that item as well. Since this is an update that does touch on a large variety of different skills and ties them in with the invention skill, it's going to be a rather large update. So that might kind of give us an idea of how long it's going to take to really implement this, get it QA tested, etc. and finally in our hands. No idea, no ETA, but I imagine it's got some work that needs to be done behind it. So if I do hear more information about this, I'll definitely let you guys know in a follow-up video. With that, I'm going to wrap up the video. Let me know down in the comments below what you guys think about the skilling offhands, the ones we talked about in this particular video. And I'm going to wrap it up there. If you enjoyed it, hit that like button. If you're not subscribed yet and you want to stay up to date on all things RuneScape related, then hit that subscribe button. Anyways, I appreciate you watching. I am out. Aloha.